We are a manufacturer of processing equipment that's used for the food, beverage, and pharmaceutical industries worldwide. We have some very unique technologies that assist our customers to improve their products and differentiate their products from their competitors based on quality. Flavourtech has its factory, head office, and pilot plant facility here in Griffith, which is one of the food bowls of Australia. Of course, it has a lot of other agricultural crops growing in the area as well, which is one of the reasons why Flavourtech is based here. Flavourtech started back in the 70s, where our founder, who was a winemaker, was moved to Griffith in New South Wales to set up a winery. He realized when he started the winery that all the grapes would come in at the same time, and basically found that he would have to refrigerate that grape juice or add sulfite to the grape juice to stabilize it before he could make it into wine. Having sulfited the grape juice, he realized that he needed some way to desulfite that grape juice without damaging it, and started looking around for technologies that could help. The CSIRO, which is a government research organization, was working on a particular technology called the spinning cone column. So our founder approached them and said, could we possibly use this technology for desulfiting of grape juice? And they started developing it together with that express application in mind. Once it was complete, he made an offer to the research organization and took on the spinning cone column and commercialized it together with the two friends that he'd made from the engineering company, A&G. From there, they built the first spinning cone column onto the back of a truck, and he drove from winery to winery, showing these wineries what it could do. And everybody thought it was a fantastic piece of equipment, but unfortunately, back in the early 70s, nobody had the money to spend on wine. After 2 years, he almost gave up. In fact, he did give up and moved back to Adelaide. However, found that he and his wife wanted to return back to Griffith. And when they did, one of those people that he'd shown the system to said, could this particular system remove alcohol from wine? He said, let's give it a try. After a very successful trial, where that particular wine company bought the first spinning cone column, he realized that he had a technology that could do more than desulfiting. Since then, Flavourtech has been in the wine industry, producing zero alcohol wine, and we are one of the premier technologies and probably helped establish the zero alcohol market almost 40 years ago now. In that initial trial, he and his partner were standing by a part of the machine, and they could smell these beautiful varietal notes coming off the wine. And they looked at each other and said, maybe that's what we should be doing, capturing natural aroma. So they went through the supermarket looking at particular products of where aroma would be interesting to capture to improve those products. And one of the products that they saw at the time was instant coffee. So that really started us along the road where we are now, because 50 to 60% of our business now is working with soluble coffee companies around the world. And we have established our spinning cone column at over 100 sites for soluble coffee, where it's used to capture the coffee aroma, so it can be added on later in the process after all the high temperature processing has been done. And then we also got into the dairy industry. And one of our main customers in the dairy industry is one of the New Zealand giants. And what they've been doing is removing the undesirable flavors from milk and cream to make it into butter. During the season in New Zealand and Australia, the grass changes flavor, and those grass notes tend to be transferred into the milk. The unique technology that we have allows you to tailor the natural aroma and pick out the volatiles or the branch of volatiles that you're interested in. So out of the one product, you can actually make many different flavors to suit different markets. And that's how our customers tend to get more market share, because they might use the same coffee beans, but they can produce coffee aromas that suit different countries and can export accordingly. The spinning cone column falls within the family of distillation columns, but more correctly, it is a steam stripping column. It uses steam in a very gentle manner under vacuum at low temperatures to capture the volatile aromas that are within the product. The other main difference to typical distillation columns is that you can change the temperature within the column. So, if you're running coffee or tea, you may run at 100 degrees because, they're the brewing flavors that you want to produce. But if you're running, say, orange juice, you might run it process at 80 degrees. If you're running apple juice, maybe 65 degrees. Strawberry, even lower at 45 degrees. And of course, when you're processing wine and using the spinning cone column to remove alcohol from wine, we do go down to 28 to 30 degrees to remove those beautiful varietal notes of the wine. And it is recognized as the best way to maintain and retain the natural flavor of the wine. What we do is quite unique, and it is a two-step process. In the first pass of the wine, we normally process at temperatures of 28 to 30 degrees under vacuum to remove all the natural aroma. That de-aromatized wine is then passed through the spinning cone column again, and at a temperature of around 40 degrees, we remove the alcohol. Those aromas that were removed earlier are then added back to the de-aromatized and de-alcoholized wine to produce a zero alcohol wine that has zero alcohol, but has all those original wine aromas intact. We have sold the system, and it is utilized to produce some of the world's best zero alcohol wines. And it is in locations such as Spain, Portugal, France, Germany, the US, of course, Chile, New Zealand, Australia, China, and even Japan. The spinning cone column is also unique in that it can process slurries. Now, what I mean by a slurry is that it can process things like tea leaves with water or ground coffee beans with water directly through the spinning cone column and capture those natural aromas directly from that material. We have found over many years of work with flavor companies that if you want to capture all the natural aroma, it's best to process the actual product through rather than an extract or a juice of the product. So some of the best ready-to-drink coffee products are producing slurries through the spinning cone column, and the same with the iced teas. The other nice thing about the spinning cone column is that you can process fruit pulp or fruit purees directly through it, capturing all that natural fruit aroma, so it can be used in multiple products. One of our other technologies is the Centrotherm Evaporator. Now, this is another very unique technology that uses spinning cones and creates a thin film. And the thin film thickness is less than 1 millimeter. So this 1 millimeter film runs across the cone in under 1 second. And in that time, the water or solvent is removed from the product in that 1 second pass. It is very gentle on the product because of that short residence time and really produces a concentrate where high concentrations can be achieved, and it's ideal for high value products. We're also in the pharmaceutical industry. With 1 second heat contact time at low temperature, it means that the active ingredients and the color of the products and that you're processing aren't damaged at all. So things like enzymes, blood products, vitamins can be processed very easily without any damage. The Centrotherm Evaporator is made in a variety of sizes to suit various applications, ranging from an evaporation rate of 50 kilograms per hour up to 7,500 kilograms per hour. So it can fit in any factory. Because it can reach higher concentrations, it's also often used as a finisher. So after a normal traditional evaporator, customers have installed a Centrotherm Evaporator so they can go to higher concentrations without any further damage to the product. So very, very unique in that respect. More recently, one of the new developments from Flavourtech has been a process line called the Integrated Extraction System, which was originally developed back in the 90s for the ready-to-drink industry. The ready-to-drink industry for tea and coffee was the iced tea or the canned coffee industry that I'm talking about, where customers were doing it using traditional methods of batch cooking or batch brewing the tea, where they had lots of people running around the factory, lots of variation due to operator, different operators doing things differently. And one of our customers approached us and said, help us automate this process. So we automated the process using our slurry processing capability, using our spinning cone column, throwing in some clarification steps, and also our evaporator at the end, and created the IES, or integrated extraction system, where only 1 or 2 people need to run the whole factory. The system is quite unique in that, you know, everything can be operated automatically. You can have different recipes in there for the different products you're making, and it is very, very compact. So not only does it reduce the capital cost of building a 3 or 4 story factory, but it's very compact and very labor easy to use. Many customers that haven't tried our equipment previously always like to test their product. We have pilot plant facilities in various parts of the world. Pilot plant facilities like the one behind me, which is based in Griffith, where we have our technologies. We invite our customers to send their product and invite them also to come so they can actually see the technology in action, and they can smell, taste, and see how easy it is to use our equipment. We also have our equipment over in Europe, and it is transportable, so we can actually send some of it across to your site if your product can't be shipped, or you'd like to see the trial on site so more of your staff can actually have access to it. And we also have a pilot plant facility like this over in the US. People often ask us, where do we sell, or which country buys more of our products? And the answer to that is there's no one specific country that purchases our equipment. We have sold to over 60 different countries, and every year it seems to change. We know we're doing something right because 40% of our business every year is existing customers that are coming back because they're seeing the benefits of our technologies to their business. As their business grows, they purchase more of our technologies to assist them in meeting their customer demand. Flavourtech has also been recognised by the Australian government. We have, in 2018, we were the winners nationally of the manufacturing category by the Export Council of Australia. Last year, during a COVID year, we were named Resilient Exporter of the Year. And it was a tough year last year. I think most companies found, due to the pandemic, you had to do things differently. And at Flavourtech, we did. We quickly got together and thought about how we were going to get through the pandemic with a team that typically travels for installations, commissioning, servicing, and training. We found we had to do that all remotely. So very quickly, we found ways to remotely install our equipment with the assistance of our customers, remotely commission it, and also do remote servicing using various apps, but also AR glasses, where we could actually see what the customer could see at the site. We also worked on new technologies, releasing our new mini SEC 100 in record time. We're very lucky to have the team we have. It's a very talented bunch of engineers, salespeople, admin people, service people that really look after the best interests of our customers. And many of them have been with us for 10, 15, 20, 25 years. It is a great company to work for. And it is a very multicultural company. Even though we're in, the outback Australia, as some people might call it, we have over 20 different nationalities working for us, which is surprising to many of our customers when suddenly somebody from Flavourtech calls and can speak their language. In terms of support of our customers, we do have agents and distributors all around the world, and we've created what we call total care packages, where parts, labor, all the travel of our service engineers is covered over a 2-year package, which generally extends the warranty, and our team look after your system and give you peace of mind. Last year, we released our SEC 100, which is a small pilot size spinning cone column that can be used by customers to do research with, to produce different flavors before they go to a commercial unit, or it can be used as a small commercial unit by customers that are just putting their foot in the water to see what is possible. More recently, for the zero alcohol market, we've also released a resin adsorption column, This allows the alcoholic fraction with aroma to actually be cleaned up. So the aroma can be captured completely, and we can make less than 0.05% alcoholic products. New technologies are around the corner, and I don't want to talk too much about them, but we will be releasing some more next year. If you'd like to find out more about Flavourtech and our technologies, you can go to our website, www.flavourtech.com. There you can see more about our technologies, their applications, and of course, who to contact in your particular country.